We're Texas CASA, and we're exploring issues in the foster care system that need fixing and proposing solutions. This is The Fix.
So I started in child welfare about 13 years ago and first worked for CPS. And since then, I've seen a pretty major transformation in the landscape of child welfare. Some good, some not so good. But overall, what I found is that it's a really hard space to work in. And policy is tough. The actual service delivery is tough. And getting to know and support these kids and families is really tough because so many of them want success and want to be out of the child welfare system. But Texas just hasn't really figured out the best way to do that. I am super excited that we've put a lot more dollars into prevention. I think prevention is such the key to this whole thing. If you want to fix the child welfare system, you really have to support the systems around it. So you got to fund healthcare and housing, workforce development, early childhood care, education, transportation, the list goes on. If Texas can invest in those systems, then child welfare becomes much more of a how do we help the most extreme cases than how do we help those crisis cases, those families that just didn't have that knowledge or support that they needed to stay out of the system. We have to support kids again. I think that this system has moved away from being in the best interest of the child and started being about the best interest of all the people who take care of the kids. And I don't think that's ultimately going to prove successful. We know that kids come into care for such a wide variety of reasons, but a lot of times it's because of their identity. And that rejection or abuse that they suffer has them needing help. And the CPS system has to respond to those kids. And it has to give them help based on their unique identity and who they are. And that doesn't mean that we come up with rules and regulations that erase those identities. I think that's a very scary thing. Ultimately, if we want to make it work for these kids, we have to allow these kids to bring in their voices and to be who they are. And I really hope that we see more of that going forward. And I worry about that because the political climate is not necessarily always conducive to the diversity of identity. And I think we really need to make sure that we're not silent when it comes to supporting those kids and legislation that ultimately does not attack or in any way take away who they are. And that is the fix.